took a day off yesterday. It was really chilly. It's not much warmer today, but at least it's not any wind. But the day before, I was able to get our 2 columns primed and get one of the porch railings built. The railings, I'm using all treated lumber. Today I'm going to build 2 more of those. I think I'll show you how to do that. I went with a really classic look. I'm not doing anything too decorative. I just want to keep clean lines, nice and simple. I'm going to do one here. I'm going to do one over here. So I have those in place. We'll be able to prime out all the wood. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that today.
Welcome to the Rundown Reborn channel.
Now, when determining what kind of guardrail you need to do, it depends on your circumstances. Code requires a 42-inch guardrail if you have a fall. My fall is not even close to about 2 feet, so I'm not required to have a full 42-inch guardrail. I'm going to go with about a 36-inch. You do want it at least tall enough so when you are against the railing, it's around your hip area. You don't want it low to where you could fall over or get pushed over or lose your balance and tip over it. Then to build this, I'm going to do 2x3s on the top rail and the bottom rail. So I'm using 2x2 then for my vertical pieces. And as far as the code requirement on those are, if you're actually up for an inspection, what you have to do is have those spaced so a 4-inch ball cannot pass through it. I'm putting these at about 5 inches on center. If you subtract 1.5 inches from that, it puts me at about 3.5, 3 3/4 inches. So I'm under the 4-inch gap requirement. So we're going to go with 5-inch spacing on those. We've got a 2x3 top rail and bottom rail. And the first thing I need to do is cut those rails to fit nice and snug between my posts here. And then cut a bunch of rails and lay those out. So my railing is going to be just under 70 inches long. It's 69.5. So when you're laying out your vertical rail members, you need to determine first where that center is. And so what I did was I set my tape measure about 1/4 inch long over on this end, and then 35 would be half of 70. So I'm going to put a mark right at 35. The next thing you have to determine is, do I need a post at the center or do I need a gap at the center? So in this case, if I put a post in the center, then I'll end up having a post here at the 5-inch mark, and then 10, and then 15, 20, and so on and so forth. And that'll leave me a gap. If I put a gap in the center, I'll have a post here at 2.5 inches, which means I'll have a tight space at each end. It won't look very even and regular. So we're going to go ahead and have a post right at the center, and then space everything out from there. I've got my boards all cut and readied up. I've got the center pieces all cut, my rails all cut and ready to go. Basically what I did was we laid those out with all the points where the vertical posts will go, and then I put in some construction screws. Now here on the ends, I've added a bracket on each end of both top and bottom rails. These are connected with 1.5 inch construction screws, zinc coated, just to secure those in place. We'll use those to anchor the rails into the posts themselves. All these holes I pre-piloted with a bit. I don't want anything to split, and I don't want to have to start all over, so it's best just to give it a little bit of a pilot hole, let those screws drive in straight. So everything's ready. Basically all I want to do, I want to line that 2x2 right up there where I've laid it out, right in the center, and drive that screw right into the end. Just like that. We do that for all the posts, connect them to the top rail, and the railing should be all assembled. Our porch rail is assembled. I've driven all those screws in and secured our verticals. The next thing I need to do is put some blocking in between these posts that are vertical. I flipped the railing upside down, and we're going to cut little pieces to fit in between each of these, and I'll tack those in. This is so the rails themselves won't turn, and it'll give a little bit more beef to the top rail. Once that's in place, I'll attach some shoe molding across there to conceal that and clean it up and give that just a little bit more depth. Then we'll screw it up to the post and attach a top plate. And there we have it. I added our shoe molding here, put that blocking in between the posts, and then put my top rail 1x4 on top, and it's all set. I just screwed in the anchors to the posts, and that thing you could probably do a backflip off of. So that's 2 down, only 1 to go.
Yeah, 1 to go.
1 to go.
Is that one?
We're gonna do that one over there.
Now?
Yep.
Wow, that's really a little harder. A little tougher.
You think?
Challenging.
Not really.